In a groundbreaking move, the Division I Board of Directors has taken significant steps to reshape the governance framework of collegiate athletics by approving a proposal from the Division I Decision-Making Working Group. This initiative aims to streamline the governance structure, enhance the representation of student athletes in decision-making processes, and grant greater authority to sport-specific committees regarding rules that affect their respective sports. These changes are set to be implemented gradually, beginning on September 1st. The revised governance model will consist of 30 committees within Division I, which includes 19 committees dedicated to overseeing each championship sport. This marks a notable 32% reduction in the total number of committees, reflecting a more efficient approach. A key highlight of this new structure is the inclusion of voting seats for student athletes on nearly every committee, resulting in an increase of 40 seats and effectively doubling their representation. These changes are designed to deeply integrate the perspectives of student athletes into the governance of Division I, establishing a new benchmark for meaningful engagement, stated Meredith Page, chair of the Division I Student Athlete Advisory Committee and a former women's volleyball player at Radford University. Reform is not just a one-time event. It requires ongoing dedication. As we decentralize at the national level, it is crucial for student athletes to enhance their access, influence, and representation at both the conference and subdivisional levels. The new committee structure decentralizes decision-making authority and extends the flexibility regarding certain rules previously granted only to autonomy conferences to other subdivisions. This means that all subgroups within Division I will now have the power to make decisions on rules concerning athletics personnel, scholarships, meals and nutrition, and pre-enrollment expenses, such as support for families during official visits. While the new governance model introduces these changes, it maintains national standards for rules related to ethical conduct, institutional control, recruiting regulations, minimum eligibility criteria for athletics, academic requirements, season timelines, national championship administration, and minimum membership standards. It's important to note that the new structure does not alter the processes for changing rules related to championship access or revenue distribution, including potential modifications to basketball performance funds. Any changes in these areas will still require division-wide votes, where each institution has one vote, and weighted voting will not be applied. We are witnessing a transformative era in college sports where student athletes at Division I institutions are receiving unprecedented financial, health, and academic benefits, remarked Tim Sands, president of Virginia Tech and chair of the board. It is essential for the association to evolve in its decision-making processes, enhancing efficiency and amplifying the voices of student athletes. The board's decision to adopt this new structure underscores our commitment to a modernized governance approach as we move forward. Under the new governance framework, the following committees will oversee Division I. The Division I Board of Directors will continue to serve as the highest authority, overseeing the budget, select litigation matters, and the infractions processes. The Administrative Committee will take the place of the Division I Council, overseeing areas such as ethical conduct, academic and athletics eligibility, membership, and championships. The Academics and Eligibility Committee will report to the Administrative Committee and will oversee minimum standards for student-athlete academic and athletics eligibility through two subcommittees. The Membership Committee will handle membership-related issues, including reclassification processes and requirements for active Division I schools and conferences. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee will persist in representing student athletes, with each Division I conference maintaining a student-athlete representative. Sport-specific oversight committees will report to the Administrative Committee and will have authority over rules governing athletics personnel conduct, playing and practice seasons, recruiting, subject to Administrative Committee review, and Division I playing rules and championship administration. Each committee will include a designated seat for a representative from the respective coaches association. The changes we implemented today were thoughtfully crafted by student-athlete leaders and representatives from all subgroups to facilitate quicker decision-making and to double student-athlete representation in Division I, while ensuring that access to championships and funding remains consistent across all schools in the division, stated NCAA President Charlie Baker. With unprecedented financial benefits and guarantees for health and academics, the NCAA is committed to doing more for student-athletes, and today's changes safeguard the unity of Division I, while modernizing our decision-making processes to align with this new era. Within these committees, autonomy conferences will have weighted voting, accounting for approximately 65% of each committee's decisions, with the exception of the Student-Athlete Advisory Committee. If all members of a committee with weighted voting agree on a proposal, it will pass. However, if any weighted voting member disagrees, the proposal cannot proceed without additional support from another committee member. It's also worth noting that weighted voting will not apply to championship administration, including championship selections. The board has also passed a resolution that prohibits any changes to membership requirements for existing Division I schools and conferences for a period of 5 years. In response to feedback from NCAA members, the final recommendation from the decision-making working group, which was adopted by the board, includes designated seats for faculty athletics representatives on each committee, reinforcing the association's ongoing commitment to academics as an integral part of the college sports experience. The new sport-specific oversight model also guarantees that coaches will have a voice in decisions affecting their sports, with designated seats for Coaches Association representatives on each oversight committee. Sport oversight committees already exist for football and men's and women's basketball, and aside from the composition changes, they will remain unaffected by the new structural adjustments. Following the working group's recommendations, the board has referred certain membership questions to the new committee structure, including a review of the NCAA infractions process and the establishment of a meeting schedule for the new governance framework. The new committees will also be tasked with defining autonomy conferences and evaluating whether additional Division I rules should be decentralized, while still considering areas that will maintain national standards. What are people saying? I want to commend the board for approving the new governance structure for NCAA Division I. While I understand that not all parties received everything they wanted, this framework provides a solid governance model that will enable us to thrive in the ever-evolving landscape of collegiate athletics. I was particularly impressed by the collaborative efforts of my colleagues on the working group, especially the leadership of Tim Sands and Chris Pietruskovich. The working group tackled challenging issues, engaged in candid discussions, and found sufficient common ground to create a structure that allows Division I to progress together. The newly adopted structure significantly enhances access for our student athletes and establishes a model for sport oversight that I am eager to see put into action. Those who possess the most knowledge about a sport will now have the authority to influence all aspects of its management. Additionally, it fosters much-needed autonomy across all subdivisions within Division I, allowing us to focus our regulatory discussions on a narrower set of standards essential for conducting national competitions. Having participated in the working group process, I fully support the proposal. The new governance structure will enable us to better support student athletes across all of Division I in a more efficient and effective manner. The NCAA is moving forward united and with urgency to adapt to the changing landscape of college sports and to address the needs of our student athletes. When individuals with diverse interests collaborate to streamline governance processes, amplify student-athlete voices, and implement the most significant changes to college athletics since the organization's inception in 1906, it is a win for our student athletes and for the millions who watch them excel both on the field and in the classroom. The future of the NCAA is here.